What's going on, guys? Chase Ghost Picks Against the Spread coming to you with a NASCAR update. So I've gotten a lot of questions regarding NASCAR. So what I wanted to do is, instead of individually answering each one, pertaining to their direct question, I'm just going to do a video and kind of answer a bunch of questions that I've been asked, that I've answered before. This way everybody kind of gets a general idea of what our NASCAR is about. And this way, because there's a lot of people that just don't know how to bet it. They didn't know they could bet it. They don't know how profitable it is. And guys, don't get me wrong, until a few years ago, I never ever would have dreamed NASCAR could be what it is. Now, don't get me wrong, I knew you could bet it. I've known that for, decades. It's not a new thing, but I'm just not a NASCAR guy. I've attended many races, and they are fun. They are. Now, most people think that it's just one big hillbilly fest, and that's kind of right, but they don't realize how much money goes into one of these things. It's like $500,000 to sponsor a car for one race. That's insane. That, you talk about some sponsorship dollars. And then when you go to a race and sit in the infield, where all the motorhomes and RVs and stuff are, these aren't your run-of-the-mill NASCAR rednecks. These are CEOs, businessmen, some people, famous people, celebrities. These are very wealthy individuals that, their 900 square foot motorhome is, cost 3 times what my house cost. And, I'm not bragging saying that I'm worth a lot of money or anything by any means, but I have kids, I have a wife, I've got a fairly decent sized house, and I've been in some of these motorhomes, and these things are $2 million. It's unreal the money that gets spent at one of these things. And if you go hang out with some of these people, you would think these are just suits, these stiff people. Oh no, they know how to party. So about going on 4 years ago, I crossed paths with a guy named Patrick. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say his last name. That's per his request. And I actually crossed paths with him in Las Vegas at a sales conference that I was speaking at. And he was actually a part of NASCAR. He was employed by NASCAR, and he did a lot of marketing, a lot of promotions. He dealt with a lot of sponsorship stuff. So he had been around racing for the better part of 20 years. And so we get to talking and everything, and we attend a race together. He invites me, he gives me passes to a race in Charlotte, which I go to, have a great time. He really gives me the treatment, but he starts learning more about me and what I do for a living, and then also that I was handicapping full-time and, wagering full-time. And even though I do football and basketball and hockey, and just like this year, we had one of the best NFL seasons that you could ask for. We're successful in all of them. NBA was hitting over 70% this year for the majority of the season. Now, playoffs haven't been the best to us, but we're still going to hit out over 64% for the year, as long as we can bag 2 more wins. So anything over 60% in the NBA for a season long is incredible. But he starts really zoning in on my baseball, and we start trading some information. He starts telling me about how he does NASCAR betting. And I kind of laugh, and I'm like, how the fuck are you going to bet on NASCAR? And he goes, just the same way you would bet anything else. You're going to, predict who wins and certain scenarios. And I'm like, with all the wrecks and everything else, how can you even sure, you can go out there and say, well, this guy's the best driver, but what if he gets bumped in the rear end and run into the wall, and there goes all your money? So he starts telling me a little bit more about it. He intrigues me enough for me to go put a couple $100 on a race, and we win, and we keep going, and we going, and we going, and we going. And for the past 3 seasons, this is my 4th season with him, I have made a lot of money, and I don't have to do any work. That's the greatest thing. It's not like baseball where I am a one-man show. It's my sport. I know it. I do all the research. All of my information's up here, how well I know the game. I make all the picks myself. I don't have anybody that influences me. I don't have anybody that I get information from unless it's information, about an injury or something. And he is that guy for me in NASCAR. So at the beginning of the season this year, we had talked about it last year, but being what he does for a living, he can't be on camera. That was one of my issues. I wanted him to be able to do it all himself. He can umbrella it under me, but I wanted him to do his own videos, his own marketing, his own promotion, deal with his own customers. But, further talking, he just can't do that. He's not going to give up his corporate level job within the sport. And being that he's also originally born and raised in Las Vegas, he knows a lot of industry people as far as the world we're in. So he just wants to stay under the radar. But he really, really wanted to be a part of the community, and he loves Ghost Picks, and he loves making money with us in the other sports. So we gave it a try. And this year we have cleaned up. Like I said, the Daytona 500 was in February, and we've had a race every week since then other than one. It was like Mother's Day weekend. Or no, maybe it wasn't. We had one week where there wasn't a race, and there's been a couple that weren't on Sunday, they were on Saturday. We do not bet the lower tier races like the Xfinity Series. It's only the top level Monster Energy Cup races. So typically you're going to bet one race a week. And the way that we do it, we don't just give you a driver and say, here, go bet this driver and we're going to win every week. That would be a crapshoot at best. What he does is he goes and we look for head-to-head matchups, and these are difficult because a lot of these lines don't come out until very late Saturday night or early Sunday morning. So he's having to be on the ball all week studying these things, and then because of course qualifying has to come out. They have to go and qualify the day before or the 2 days before, and then when they do that, the odds makers eventually throw lines out there. We always have at least two head-to-head matchups, which is involving two drivers and one driver predicted to finish higher than the other one for the duration of the race. And some of these lines can get ridiculous, minus 180s, minus 250s. This week was one of those particular weeks where most of the lines were minus 190 and above. That's not something we're interested in. We are not interested in laying $1.90 at 200. I don't care how of a sure thing it is. We're not interested in it. So this week we did bet one at minus 175, which was a winner, and then we also found one, which was a gem to find at minus 160. Easy winner. He has gone out there and won head-to-head matchups every single week. I think it's a 14-1 run in head-to-head matchups. Like I said, there's only been 1 week this year where we flat out lost the card. We lost both head-to-head matchups, and our race winner predictions did not come through. But like I've said in videos, this is a sport where you could go out there and lose across the board for 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row. And then on that 5th week, we pop up, we win the head-to-heads, we win our race prediction, and because of the high odds, you've gotten all your money back from the 4 weeks of losing, and you're profitable again. That's insane. But we're not doing that. We're winning week in and week out. Just this past week, we had two head-to-head matchups. We went 2-0 in those. We also had Kyle Busch on our card, which won. Not very high odds, but it was a winner nonetheless. Last week, we did the same thing with Martin Truex Jr. Race winner, two head-to-head matchups, both winners. To give you an example, what we did when they had the Texas race back in March, we had Denny Hamlin on our card. So to give you an example, so we have two head-to-head matchups at least, sometimes more. And then we always have one race card that we put out. So what we recommend is when you go out there and pick your race winners, you're going to have 3 to 4 drivers that we pick. And we want you to go out there and evenly bet each one of these. You can put your standard unit on it, $100. If you typically bet $500 a game, you can put $500 on each driver. If you only bet $100 on a normal like MLB game, from me, I recommend that you only put $50 a driver. On your head-to-heads, go out there and put your $100 on your head-to-heads, and then take $50 and put it on the 4 drivers that we give you, or the 3 drivers that we give you. All of them are going to be at plus money. There's not going to be any negative money that you'll ever find. So if you do that, and on a typical race Sunday, you have 2 head-to-heads you put $100 on. And then we give you 3 drivers that we want you to put on a race card. For one of these 3 drivers to take that checkered flag, put $50 a piece on. This is if you're a normal $100 bettor. If you're higher, go higher. And that particular week, we had Kyle Busch on our card, Jimmy Johnson, which was like a 30-1 odds, and then we had Denny Hamlin at 15-1 odds. A $1,500 profit, or excuse me, $1,400 profit. You are going to make $1,500 on a $100 wager if you were to bet Denny Hamlin on your card. So to give you an example, one of the first people that ever signed up with me got that week. When I say the first people that signed up with me, they signed up with me that particular week. So that was the first race they got. We had 2 head-to-head matchups that they put $100 a piece on, and then they went out and put $100 on all 3 of the drivers that we gave them. So they've got $500 tied up in a race card. They won both of the head-to-heads, and then Denny Hamlin won that damn race at 15-1 odds. I'd say that's pretty good profit for a Sunday where this person doesn't know anything about NASCAR. Neither do I. I'm just here to promote it to you guys. So that's giving you an idea of what you can expect if you want the NASCAR package. Like I said, don't ask me a ton about it because I just don't know. I am the middleman here, but take it from me. I bet every one of these. I make a ton of money on it. And like I said, if you buy this package, it's not benefiting me at all. It's going all to my guy and to the business. But I'm willing to share it with you because eventually we are going to take this damn industry over. The NASCAR industry, there's only a handful of handicappers out there that do it. We are going to be the #1. I don't know anybody that's done what we've done this season. Give it 2 or 3 seasons and people are going to be chomping at the bit and foaming at the mouth to get these NASCAR plays. Same way that I built my name in the MLB. We put out a special in December for you to get my MLB season early. I couldn't get up from the computer, so many people were signing up. And all of these people were with me the year before. They know what I'm about. It's not taking a chance. They know. They've seen it. They've made the money. They've been chomping at the bit to get it again. We're going to do that in NASCAR. The race cards are $50 per Sunday. We dropped that to $40. So each Sunday for $40 you can get the race card. And that will include that Sunday and that Sunday only. And that's just it. The season, which this is a long season, guys. It started in February and it'll run, I think the championship race at Homestead, Miami is in November. I mean, it runs through Halloween. A very long season, longer than baseball. So you've got plenty of time. $500 for the season is well worth it. But I did it yesterday. I'm going to extend it today and tomorrow. You can get the NASCAR season for $400. $400, guys. I mean, with how many weeks we've got left, I mean, that's like, what, $20? Less than $20 a race? $10 a race? I mean, it's insane. $400. You get every single race car we put out. Now, I think there's two weeks from now until the end of the season where there are no races. Maybe 3 if you count the week before the championship race. But other than that, every week you get a car, you get a race card. If we ever decide to lay off one, we'll let you know, but it's going to be very, very rare that we do that. Sometimes the big Monster Cup races are on Saturday night versus Sunday. Obviously, if that happens, you will receive the card Saturday morning. But we always make sure we get you the card at least 2 to 3 hours prior to the race, give you plenty of time. Kick back, take a nap, grab a beer, and watch the race and make some money. Giving you a little promo. Sorry for the long video, but a lot of questions have been asked. I hope that answered some and gives you an idea of what we do in NASCAR. And come be a part of it, guys. $400 the whole season. You can't beat it. Good luck. God bless. Grind on. Let's take over something else.